Welcome, welcome, welcome to the top iPad apps to use in your classroom webinar sponsored by LACUE. Make sure that you have signed in. You can either go to educatoralexander.com/sign-in or go to the web links box in the bottom right hand corner, click sign in and click browse to. That is the only way that you will receive your CLU certificate and any other awesome information that we send to you after this session. Today's webinar is brought to you by the Louisiana Association of Computer Using Educators. And if you are a Louisiana resident and you are interested in using computers, you should be a member of LACUE. It is free, absolutely free membership. So you definitely want to go ahead and sign up for LACUE. We have our annual conference, which just gets awesomer. I know that's not a word, but I'm going to use it. Awesomer every year. And our conference this year is actually a week earlier than it usually is. So definitely mark your calendars. Excuse me. It is on November 28th through 30th this year. So definitely mark your calendars for our annual conference and make sure that you sign up for LACUE. It is absolutely free. The webinar is also brought to you by Educator Alexander, and that's an education consulting firm that is run by me. Yay! Okay, let's move on. Today we are talking about top iPad apps to use in your classroom. I cannot wait, guys. Our presenter is the awesome, the amazing Misty Savario. She is going to tell us about iPad apps to use in the classroom. I cannot wait. Okay, let's move on. I just can't wait. We do have an evaluation at the end. Of course, I'm going to tell you about it at the end, but I like to tell you about it in the beginning as well, just in case you have to duck out early. So the evaluation is at educatoralexander.com/evaluation. You can also go to the little web links toolbox, click on evaluation, and click on browse to. Please make sure to fill out the evaluation. That's how we know how we're doing. That's how we know if you want us to continue to actually do these. We do these technology webinars once every month. So if you didn't know about it, now you do. I am going to tell you about our next one at the end of this session. So make sure that you're joining us. If you're interested in actually doing a webinar, please let me know. educatoralexander@gmail.com. Let me know if you're interested in actually doing a webinar. That would be amazing to share your information with everyone else in the state and in the world, actually, because we may have people in here that's not from Louisiana. Okay, we are going to get started. I'm going to stop my mouth and mute myself so we can actually hear Misty and hear all of the awesome information that she has for us. Misty, please introduce yourself and take it away.
Hi guys, thank y'all so much for joining. I was loving all the comments. I saw some friends, or they have a group of y'all together from Lafayette, and I know many of you right now. My name is Misty Savario. I am a first grade teacher at Preon Lake Elementary. I'm an iTech and Tech Showcase teacher over there. I had the honor of 2015, the State LACUE Elementary Teacher of the Year. I've presented at my local and also at LACUE Tech conferences as well. But this is actually, I've attended webinars, but this is my first presentation in a webinar. So I'm excited, and I thank y'all so much for coming on a Saturday morning and spending time with us. So we really appreciate it. Okay, here we are. Okay, sorry about that. Now, this is my email. If you have any questions, you can, of course, comment on the side, but you can also email me anytime throughout the year, misty.savario@cpsb.org. I also have another one. It's misty.savario@gmail.com. You can look for me on Twitter, Instagram, on Periscope. I'm pretty much on any social media outlet if y'all have any questions. Okay, now what I'm going to share with you are some of the top iPad apps that I have used almost every single day. They're not some that I just presented, and I've only done a few times. My students use these mostly every single day of the week, or at least weekly. This is one that I love to share because a lot of people know some what to use with Urasma, but some do not. This is a virtual reality app, and it's called Urasma. And this is an example of a really cool presentation that I made. It was for open house, and I'm going to share with you a name of a person to get this idea from, where you can get her template. What I did was, what you do is you get a sheet of paper, anything that the students can draw on, or a picture of a book. And what you do is you're going to create a video, and you're going to link that video to the picture. So what you're going to do is, when you take this iPad app and you scan it over that picture, the student's video is going to pop up. It's like an interactive process. And what I'm going to do is, before I finish off, at the very, very end of this presentation, I'm going to show you my screen. I'm going to show you the apps in action. It's going to be kind of difficult to switch from PowerPoint to my iPad, so I'm going to do that at the end of the session. And if y'all have any questions about a certain app, please feel free to ask in the comments. Desiree will help out with that. So this is the first one that I usually do at the beginning of the year. What this is I have the students tell me 5 things about themselves. You can do any grade level, any subject as well. So they wrote 5 things about themselves, just maybe like, I have 1 brother, 1 sister, my favorite color is purple. Then they drew a picture of themselves. So what I did was, after I drew the picture, I went and I videoed each student. So all of those videos are on my camera roll. Then I opened up the app. I took a trigger image, which is the picture. And I don't know if you can kind of notice, but like, you can kind of see these little pictures. You have to specify this one little corner, this one certain picture. So I took a screenshot of this picture. I found the student's video. I linked it. Thank you, Paula. So what the parents did, and when they came that day, I told them to go look on the board and try to figure out which picture was their students, by looking at the picture and also looking at the descriptions. So they were so thrilled. And then also they get to take this home when I changed my bulletin board. So the parents, I had iPads in my classroom as well, but I also had a sheet where I showed them how to download it on their own phone if they wanted to do that. So it was fun for them to go around and try to guess who their child was. And they held up the app, opened it up. If their student's video pulled up, then that was their student's page. So also this template, write this down. Her name is Erin Klein. It's Klein. Erin Klein has awesome Urasma ideas. I got this template from her on TPT. She has an awesome blog. So she's the one who kind of got me motivated about this virtual reality stuff and this Urasma. And I kind of just added on to what she has done. Thank you, Desiree. This is just like a little close-up of what this one of the students did. This is my second year doing this one. Now, the next picture is another project that we did about our favorite books, and this is from last year. What I had them do is choose what their favorite book was. Then what I did was I just printed out the cover of it. Then I videotaped each student to tell me a summary of the story. So what they did was I videoed each student telling me the summary of the book. I put that on my camera roll. Then I took that app, the Urasma app, I took a picture of the title of it, linked the video with the picture. So from now on, when that Urasma app is up and I scan that certain image, that student's video pops up with their summary. So this was what I did for Tech Showcase when other schools were coming in to see the technology in our classroom. So that was really, really neat. That was just something I thought about. I'm going to do that again this year. So even a librarian can use this. There's a lot of different things you could do with this. Not just, I teach first grade, but you could do this with any subject and any grade level. And what I did just right here, I just put the standards of what we were working on with the summary. And so it's all educational. You can always link that to all the standards as well. And then, like I said, later on, I'll show you about Urasma. If you have any questions, just please stop me. Okay. So far, Urasma's free. This one's free. This is Hello Crayon. My students have trouble. They really don't want to practice their spelling words. And this one's an actual, thank you so much, Paula. This is a very cool app that I found that the kids love to use. It gets them to write instead of just writing on a piece of paper. Hello Crayon is free. They have Hello Chalk, Hello Pencil. But Hello Crayon is what I use for them to write their spelling words. They can choose between marker, color, paintbrush. And what I do is I just, they write their spelling words, they write their dictation sentences, and then I check it, and then they have like little color sheets and different things that they can do on their free time as well. So this one really helps with their spelling words. We actually do this daily. And also they write their vocabulary words as well. And then they can partner up. One can write the vocabulary word and one can write the definition. So this is just a little fun way, like I said, instead of just writing on a piece of paper, that I found that the kids find it very useful. And I have to say that none of them get bored when I put this up. They're ready to use it. They don't say, not again. So they really enjoy Hello Crown. I've been using it in my small group for the past 2 years. So it's been very helpful just for them to remember those spelling words, because we have 16 spelling words a week. So it's kind of tough for my first graders. Okay, now, I don't know if you've heard about Epic, but when I presented at LACUE, it was, a lot of people didn't know about it. If you do not have Epic, you have to get Epic, no matter what subject or grade level. It's getepic.com. It is free for educators. You have to get this. I know that I have some books in my library. They are torn. They just don't last. This is an online classroom book resource that you can get for free. Now, if you want the parents to get it, you could get, yes, I know it is epic. You can actually get send them a sheet that they can go try their trial period for 3 months, I believe. Thank you, Paula. And I think it's $4.99 a month. But if you kind of think about it, if you're buying all of these books for your child, it is much cheaper to use Epic. They have educational videos, which I'll show you at the end of the session. They have read to me books. You can have the students check. You can filter it by AR level. You can filter it by Lexile measure, depending on if you use, Lexile measure, or if you use AR in your schools. They also have, you could choose between what type of genre you like. Right at the very beginning, they'll ask how old the child is, and then they'll ask, do you like fantasy? And the student just clicks on there. There's actually at the end, some of them have actual quizzes. Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, I agree. And I was very surprised at LACUE that a lot of people didn't know about Epic. So I want to share it to the world. It's pretty awesome. My students, if it's an AR book, I do let them take an AR test on it in the classroom. Some of the parents, I have 2 of them that signed up for it, and all they do is in their AR folder, they write the title, they tell me it's from Epic, and then they can take the test, because it actually has all of those AR levels. They have the extra quizzes if you want them a little extra practice. Now, the quizzes are not on all of the books, but they're on most of them. And then it'll have like a little read to me book, little logo, and the students know that is a read to me, that they do not have to read it themselves, because we do have different levels of reading in our classrooms, as we all know. I have some reading at 4th grade level. I have some reading at kindergarten level. Thank you so much for joining, Colleen. So if y'all have any questions, y'all let me know. It's the information on there. They have educational videos. I know that they have the Silent E, all of the PBS type videos. They have those on there as well. They have little crafts to teach kids how to make things, science videos. It's pretty remarkable, because I know we can't go on YouTube, so this kind of has a little extra resource that is safe for the kids to go to. They don't have to worry about anything that's inappropriate on Epic. And then also you can actually cheer other students on after they read the book, because some of my students get like good job from, and they'll have another student's profile name. Now remember, because of privacy, I don't use their whole name, so I just use their initials, but they know who they are. And then also the students can actually rate and critique the books at the end of the book. And the good thing about it is, if a student is just like going real fast and clicking the book, it knows, and it's going to tell you that there's no way you can finish it in 2 seconds. So that's also another good part of it. They're not just clicking on it trying to say, oh, I'm done, because they're not done. Epic knows. So that's a fun app that I have on my website. I have a website version of it, and then I also have it on all of my apps. So the students go to them. I have one that goes every day on them, and she really, really enjoys it. Okay. If you're not familiar with plíckers, this is another thing. I know that some of us have a lot of technology, some of us don't. If you do not have active votes, this is an awesome way to get group effort, review. Yes. Oh, good. I love Michelle. I absolutely love Epic. And I was just very surprised. I was like, y'all all know about Epic. And Most of them didn't. So hopefully someone can take this information and use it in their classroom. And remember, always email me if you have any questions. Okay, if you're not sure what plicker is, I'm going to give you a brief description of it. As you see, these students are holding up a card, and each one of them have a number that is assigned to them. So if you get the app or the iPhone app, the iPad app or the iPhone app, you can scan the room based on the question that you provide. I can go on my phone. It takes 5 seconds to type up a math problem. And what I do, it is a little difficult. I want to give you a hint if you do have little kiddos. I have first grade, so the numbers are very small. As you see with these older students, it's it's like A, B, C, and D are all around it. Based on the answer, if you think the answer is A, the students hold the A at the top. B, the same thing. What I did on the back of my Plickers cards is, because I teach first grade, I used marker colors and I wrote A, B, C, and D on the back of the Plicker card. So A, I wrote with red marker, kind of big for the kids. Yes, thank you, Paula. And then what I did for B is I wrote with a blue marker. So on the back of it, the student, my first graders do not have to keep on looking up and say, okay, what's A? All they have to do is show their cord up, look on the back of the cord. I just added that on the back of my Plickers cords. Now they have an Amazon cords that Paula did put on there. Thank you so much. You're awesome. That you can purchase them for $20. Now, I would not suggest laminating them. I know it will not last a long time, but your media center might have the matte laminating, which we just started having at our media center. So if you want to check out your media center, just make sure, because you might have the matte laminating at this time. Put it on cord stock. uh, Yeah, see, Paula. It's okay, Paula. Thank you so much for your help. So if you wanted to purchase it, you can. I just printed them up on cardstock and then laminated them with the matte laminating. So just check and see. I would not suggest the shiny lamination because it does form like a glare when I'm scanning the room. It does. Absolutely, yeah. The ones from Amazon are like little squares. They're not as big as these, but you still can write on the back of them if you want your kids, like what I did, to put A, B, C, and D on the back of them so they don't have to keep on flipping over. Okay, what's A? So I just realized that it was a big struggle for them. But this, I would use this. I wouldn't suggest using a huge review, but like I said, I do about 4 or 5 problems. I'm like, okay, let's do our plickers. They take out their plickers. They when I give them a problem, I project my phone to my Promethean board, and so they can see the problem, A, B, C, or D, scan it. It'll show me. You don't have to put their names. You can. You could put their initials, or you could just use their numbers. I have the students numbered in alphabetical order, so I give that number one. I give that person the number one card. So you kind of see who understands. Just kind of like a little exit ticket is what I use mine for. Okay, let me see if you have any more questions. Comment down on the comments, and then Paula has been awesome in putting all of these links on here. Thank you so much. Okay, Skype in the classroom. If you have not used Skype, don't think it's something just to, visit with people. I do visit with my teacher friends, but I'm telling you, this is absolutely remarkable. What Skype in the Classroom is if you go, it's a new site now. It's not skypeintheclassroom.com, but if you would just Google Skype in the Classroom, Microsoft took it over, so it's a different type of site. It's a long one, so if I would suggest to you is just on Google, type in Skype in the Classroom, and it'll send you there. What you can do is you can do mystery Skypes with other classrooms. Yes, I did that. What I did was it was with a 4th grade classroom this past year. And what we did was, even though I have first grade, I put a map up and we tried to guess where we were from based on if we had snow, if we had sun, what type of foods did we eat. It was so much fun because the kids looked and they learned because where we were from. And we talked to someone from Colorado. They were talking about snow. Of course, in Louisiana, we don't have snow. So that was kind of like a really big learning lesson for us. And we showed them with the map where they were from on the map. And we should be having another one soon before the end of the year. So mystery Skype, you can actually go on there and see who wants to mystery Skype. You start exchanging emails, exchange your Skype IDs, and then you're able to mystery Skype whenever you're available. Just go ahead and message on them, and I'll show you my Skype ID as well. So you could Skype with our class if you would like to. Okay, this is another awesome thing about Skype in the classroom. You can Skype with children's authors. There are so many authors, there's so many professionals that want to Skype with classrooms, not only children's authors, but anything within science, scientists, astronauts. There are a lot of cool different professionals that you can actually Skype with. Oh, okay. Look at Desert. Okay, Mystery Skype. Okay, April 29th. This is one that we have actually Skyped twice with him. And this is Paul. And what he did was, I hate to butcher his last name, he actually read this story. This is, if you kind of notice right here, this is our class watching him. And he actually got to talk to them. He was asking them their names. And then he read this book. And actually, this book wasn't even in stores yet. And so he read this, the Seaver the Weaver story to us. And they were so excited because they were the first one to listen to it. And then he actually gave time to ask questions about how to be an author, an illustrator, how do you write a book. So it was an awesome learning experience for my first graders. They were just, I mean, it was quiet. They were just sitting there listening. They could not believe that someone is actually reading a book to them that was not next to them. And that was an awesome, we had a good time with him. Now for Brianna, we actually discussed, she put her little crown on, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it right here, but she has her little crown on. She read Tyrannosaurus Rex, so she put on her crown, and she does this a lot. So she, you know, she has a little set background for her. And so she read both of these books, same type of thing. She read to them, answered any questions. And after you've, you know, talked to them, you can actually go through Skype and message her, because I actually messaged her. I said, can we get together again? So all you got to do is message them on Skype if they're willing. Go ahead. You don't have to go through Skype in the classroom after you're connected on Skype. Yay! Awesome. So Paula has another link. She uses Google Hangout, and I haven't used it with my students. I do use Google Hangout with other teachers. If y'all have any questions about that, y'all can. We have a couple of groups going. Any questions about Skype in the classroom, let me know. Just kind of search there. You can create an account. You can actually create reading groups as well. Last year, I created a reading readers theater group. And what we did is we had a classroom who we picked a certain book, and we had a classroom that we read the story to, and they read it to us. And then we had different characters, so that one student in that classroom had a character, and then one student in my classroom had a character, and we actually did a readers theater through Skype. So it was pretty cool. There's a lot of different teachers on there that would love to collaborate with you with your class. So please check them out. And if y'all have any questions, please let me know if you're like stuck on there, because you have to kind of play around with it, I would have to admit. But once you get the hang of it and you can request to have them speak to you, once you get that email between each other, all you have to do is give your Skype username, and then you don't have to worry about emailing them anymore. So it's pretty easy after you get started. Oh, I wanted to, sorry, one more thing. Skype, and also what I've done with Skype is myself and another teacher in my district actually, we did a Skype in the mornings when we're at centers. So what happens is I have two students that Skype with the other class. And so we have a reading story that we read weekly. So one student reads one page, like my student reads one page, the other student from the other class that we're Skyping with reads the other page, and then we go back and forth. And at the end of it, we'll have my student ask them a comprehension question, and then they ask us a comprehension question. So it's a fun way to get them motivated to read their weekly story, and then also to meet someone that's not in their classroom. They are just, I don't know, it's so funny when they just kind of look and they're like, okay, is this another classroom? Is this real? And as soon as that little call comes, they're immediately trying to rush to that iPad. Oh, yes, that's a good idea, Paula, with Kahoot. Oh, if it would be web-based, I'd talk about Kahoot, but if you don't know about Kahoot, please check it out. I use Kahoot every day with my RTI group, and I also use, it's just like kind of like an interactive games. It motivates you with, you know, any type of Common Core standards. So sorry, I kind of went off there. Okay, let's see. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is, it's hard to find apps that really motivate you to get the kids to learn about, you know, the setting and the beginning, middle, and end of a story. Those are a lot of people, especially for younger teachers, struggle with. I don't know about older. So this one, Toontastic is actually free. Of course, there are some add-ins that if you want a different type of background, they do. But what I want to do the setup, the conflict, the challenge, all of the different settings of a story is there for you for Toontastic. And it's self-explanatory. All they do is click on setup, and then I have a few pictures. This pulls up for them. So I really do not have to. The very first time when I introduced Toontastic, I showed them what it is, and then they're off. I don't have to help them out. It's really very user-friendly for my first graders, so it would be for any grade. All they do is press on new cartoon. Then this is the free. They have a few free backgrounds that they use, and that's all I have to do. They do have a school account, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then this is where the characters come in. This is when they would click on whatever character they want. They can actually draw a character. They put it on the background, and this is when they narrate their story. And they can record their voice as well. And then, so as soon as after they create their little story, they put the characters on here, they start animation, and it's a big old green, and it's so easy for them. They press start animation, and then they verbally tell their story. And all they have to do, they have, I don't mind them saving it to my camera roll, because sometimes I do like to check it. And we do show it on I project my iPad to my Apple TV, and I project it on the Promethean board to show them, to kind of keep them motivated to continue to use Toontastic. And what I was showing you on this next slide, they do have, I think it's $12.99. Sometimes it fluctuates, so sometimes it's actually, I think I've seen it for a little bit cheaper, but you can get all the add-ons just for the school access. They do have a deal for those for other teachers, so if you wanted to check that out, if you're interested in it, what I would suggest is to try it out for free. Look at the background, see if the students like it before you do anything else with before you pay $12.99. This one is Toontastic Junior. I'm going to show you a little bit later and to tell you about two sites that notify me when there's free apps that come up that are actually originally, $2.99, $3.99. This one was one that I found. I grabbed it right when it was free. It was Toontastic Junior. So if you have really little ones, or if you have a RTI group, this one is Toontastic Junior. It only gives you the beginning, middle, and end. Toontastic is more for first grade and up, or if you have some high students in kindergarten. But Toontastic Junior is for the little ones, I would suggest, because it just has beginning, middle, and end, and they still can narrate and everything, but it's just not as detailed as Toontastic. Okay, I'm going to share with you a little bit later when I'm able to show you my iPad. I couldn't decide which one that I wanted to share, so I did both of them. Telegami EDU, you can use Telegami. I purchased the EDU one because, I know, I love Chatterpix. The reason why I like Telegami EDU is because they pick their person, they can make them to their liking, and then what I usually have them do if you have EDU, you have 90 seconds. So what I use Telegami to promote is to help them read stories, want them to read. So they take out a book, they have their avatar, and they record their voice reading the story, and once it's done, that 90 seconds is done, then your avatar's mouth actually moves to your voice, whatever you're saying. So it's, you didn't know? Yes, it actually has an EDU. With the Telegami EDU, it has a lot more like educational backgrounds. It has a blackboard on the back of it. They have more options that you can choose, and you have 90 seconds instead of 60 seconds. But if you wanted to try out the Telegami, and that's what I did, you just have less seconds and you don't have as many backgrounds. So if you wanted to try that out, if you like it, then you can purchase the EDU one. Chatterpix is the one that I just started using this year, and I absolutely love it. It's the same type of setup where they take a picture of a book, the cover of a book, they draw a line on the mouth, then they narrate the story, they can read a page from a book, and then once that is done, you can actually take, you can add pictures to it, you can add text to the picture that you took, and then once you're done with it, it's pretty cool because the mouth opens up where you drew that line, and I'll show you. It's kind of hard to explain unless I show you. And the mouth opens up to exactly what the student said. So that's why I kind of couldn't choose between both of these, because both of them are awesome. Chatterpix is really cute for the little ones. Telegami you can use from any grade level or subject. Okay. Seesaw Journal app. If you have never heard of Seesaw Journal app, it's one of the best things invented. My parents are absolutely in love with it. What it is it's kind of like a digital, I would kind of say similar to Class Dojo Story. I do use Class Dojo, but that's just for behavior. I don't use the Class Story because I'm in love with Seesaw. I'm an ambassador of it as well. So I kind of, it's free for us. So I kind of like to promote it. And there's a lot of new things in Seesaw at this time. What you do is each student creates an account. I first get permission. And what I do is, even though they do sign a Privacy Act, I do get permission from my, I'm sorry, let me look at Paula. Here's an update. Oh, thank you. Oh, good. Awesome. So she did app smashing with Chatterpix and Seesaw. What you can do is, I have a sheet that I've made. If you want to email me, you are more than welcome. I can give you my sheet. All you would have to do is change your email and your name. I get permission from the parents a second time to say this is a digital portfolio. Only you get to see your student, but I still want to have permission. So I do send an additional paper just to make sure that they give me permission to have that. But each student has, each parent has a login, and they get the app if they choose, or could do it through email where they see their students' work. Ah, Paula. So there's some awesome new things that just came out in Seesaw that all of my students take pictures of their morning work. They actually video themselves reading a book, and immediately when they send it to their link to their profile, their parents, if they signed up for it, will get it. So they kind of know what's going on in the classroom in real time. And I had this one student, and he was a brand new student, and he was so scared because he moved from another town, and he was very, very shy. So what happened was she was kind of worried too. So I took a picture of him playing on the iPad, and he was smiling. I immediately sent it to her, and she was so relieved. You kind of get nervous when you have a new student. Dropping off your child to a brand new school is kind of hard. So she really enjoyed that, and they can comment back. So I'll show you in a little bit of what what it looks like, because it's kind of hard to show on here. And then also what you can video with each other. So it's not like you're texting your parents. It's her mom and that. So what she did was goes, "Hey mom, I hope you have a good trip. I can't wait to see you." So she took a picture. This is my morning work, where her mom immediately sent back. She saw it. She goes, "I'm going to see you in a little bit. I think it was tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day." So that just made her day. So it's kind of like they're real time talking to their parents. Their parents know exactly what they're doing. I have one teacher. She teaches at my school, and I teach her daughter. She has herself, her grandma, there's like 3 grandmas actually that are linked on there, so all of their grandmas see it. They comment on them all the time. I send like the group pictures. We had Western Day. I took a picture, and then I linked only the people that are on that picture. So each parent gets their own child's pictures. So if I link a few students, they're going to get that picture with all of them, but not every single parent will get it if their child is not in that picture, if that makes sense. Sorry, I do talk fast, so please ask any questions, like what Desiree was saying, in the comments, and stop me whenever you want to. Okay. These are the ones that I am going to be giving away. The 2 apps, Write About This and Tell About This. I have a giveaway that I'm going to share with you later. I have with Android, iPads, and with the iOS program. Sorry, one second, let me get a water. So what you're going to do is, this one really helps me to meet all those standards that are hard, those reading and listening standards. It's all on these 2 apps. Write About This, and I'm going to share with you Tell About This. This app was invented by an actual teacher. They are an educator, and they are so willing to help in any way, any feedback that you need. You could try it out for free. There's only one category, and I'll share with you to show you all of the categories. I purchased this myself before I even started talking about Write About This, because it's that worth it. It's like $2.99, $2 or $3.99. It's not that expensive, and I promise you it is worth it, because I have not found any other app that meets all of the needs that I need for writing and listening. You can narrate, and you can also write. So, and I just gave some examples on here. They can do journals. You could create a prompt. So what I did, if you notice right here where it says create a prompt, what I did was sometimes I would take a picture of their weekly story, and the students know that they have to go to um, the custom one, and they have to click on it. They have to answer it. Thanks, Julie. Then they have to answer that question, and then they have to save it to my camera roll, and I'm going to check it later. So you got to make sure that if you want to create your own prompt, if you want them to do a certain thing, you can do that as well. You can create your own questions. All you have to do is type it in and record your voice, and it does it for you. Now, the categories have so many things, and I kind of just let them play around with it. I do make them do some of them, but also I would like them to experience things and let them have free, free choice. Let them look through different categories because they have a lot of different categories with science and just playground pictures. And it just asks basic questions. It actually reads the question to you if they can't read it. So I don't have to hover over them to help them out. Okay, let's see. The next one is going to be tell about this. This one, now I would have to say write about this. I would suggest that one would be worth it. You would probably want to purchase that one. This one, it depends if you have lower elementary. This one is no writing. This one is basic, just the microphone and you're just talking and narrating a story. It's very easy. You could try it out. Like I said, with you try out both of those, they're only give you like one different category. So it does make a big difference. And you can actually email it to the parents as well. Not only save it to the camera roll, you can also email it if you have their parents' emails. We've used these, and I gave an example for the reflection about their field trip. I've taken a picture from Create a Prompt and had them narrate what did they do on their field trip. These are just some of the categories that I was telling you about that are on Tell About This and also on Write About This. Both of these, they do have a trial, but they do cost. But I have 5 Tell About This to give away, and I have 5 Write About This to give away. And I'm going to share with you the link later on. Okay. Before we start, I just wanted to kind of share with y'all, these are apps that you can use for yourself. If you are not on Periscope, I know that it was really big last summer. Julie and I know about that. You can find a lot of different tips from teachers. I've learned a lot from teachers. I've met a lot of teachers through Periscope. Also, Instagram, I have found out about so many educational videos that I can pull up, and it's all from Instagram. So please don't forget, if you don't have one of those, at least try Instagram because this is where we collaborate. This is where we learn from each other. Okay, I wanted to talk. I don't know if previously I was talking about Toontastic. This is the app that I found out about, the free one. This is called Apps Going Free. Now, I think you might have to search. It might take a little while to search on iTunes because I don't think it's as easy. I've had apps going free probably for 5 years. But this one, you'll see it. It looks like a little ticket. I was probably about 3 years ago. I received the Apps Gone Free notification. They usually notify you about 11 o'clock every day through your app, and then they let you know about educational apps that are free at that time, and they're probably free for about 24 hours. So if you want it, you better grab it. Well, I was lucky enough to Hooked on Phonics program was free on that day. I think it was maybe a teacher appreciation day or something. It was regularly $50, and I grabbed it. So now I use Hooked on Phonics for actually teaching, for tutoring for my RTI 3 group. So it's pretty cool. Thank you so much, Paula. Also, if you get, yeah, I knew it was something different. Thanks, Julie. It's App Advice Daily now. It's been so long since I've used that. So if you do not want to do the app, I know sometimes we don't have enough memory. If you go to smartappsforkids.org, smartappsforkids.org, that also gives you an email daily. And I have to say that Smart Apps for Kids gives you more educational apps. Now, Apps Gone Free gives you different ones, like Microsoft Word. They give you other different ones besides education for the classroom. But I have to say, smartappsforkids.com really gives you just the apps that you could use in the classroom. So I would suggest, if you don't use that one, to do the Smart Apps for Kids if you don't want to do Apps Gone Free. Okay, I know I was mentioning something about, thank you so much, Paula, about different ways to project. What I always do with my iPad apps before I present them to the kids, before I say, okay, go out and use them, I project them on my Promethean board so they don't have any questions, because when I'm working in small group, I can't really help them. I don't have that. I tell them I'm one person, so it's kind of hard. So I try to show them before. So you can get an Apple TV. They're cheaper now. They used to be $100. They run a lot cheaper now. You can even get some on sale for $50 now. You can use. We have this little cord that connects to the projector, or what I am using to present in a minute is called Reflector. And what that does is, it's a web base. It's only $12.99. You could try it for a few days, and it projects fine from your website. So you could pull up that website. You can go to AirPlay on your iPad, and you can reflect anything that you connect, which I'm going to share with you in a little bit. I'm going to share some of these now with the sound. I'm not going to have the sound. So, for Ascension Parish. Ascension Parish has it going on with the technology. I have to know. Okay. So I'm going to show you a few things. This is the Write About This app. And these are the categories that you can choose from. It has some music on there, but it's not showing up on yours just because how I'm presenting. So it has a lot of different categories that you can choose from. Here's the custom at the very, very bottom. This is like for Nate and friends that I added one. And then you can't see it with the reflector, but I actually typed in a question at the very, very bottom for the students to answer. Let me show you one of the cool ones. So if they want to do something about events, they can have it choose between the pictures. So I click on one of the pictures, and right here on the very, very bottom is a question. Describe everything you remember about your first day of school. If they can't read that, all they have to do is press voice, and it's going to read it to them. After they're done, they're going to press write, and this little piece of paper pops up. So this is where they actually type in the answer to the question, okay? So when you press on there, then then you're able to type. Then after that, this is where they could record their voice. When they press record, they can save the audio. And if they don't like it, it'll ask them if they don't want to save it, and they go back to something else. And then they can actually save it to the gallery. And then that's when I let them save it to my camera roll, and that's whenever I check the work later on in the day. And I don't have them create profiles. I just have them on there. What I usually do for the students is, after they type in their answer, I have them write their name at the bottom so I know who did what, because creating a profile does take a little bit of time. Okay, so that is just kind of a little example of Write About This. This is what I was talking about, telegami. So this is what's cool about this is they can create their character. They can create, the gender, the girl or boy. Then they can what happens is, with the EDU, they have a lot more options. Their eye color, they can change their hair color, their top, their clothing. So they create their own avatar. Once they're done, they can actually change the emotions of the so you can do surprised, angry, sad, scared. And then also they can, this is where they go as a very, very, let me see if it'll pull up. It's taking a little while. These are the different backgrounds. They have school backgrounds. It's just taking a little while to load. And it has like the bulletin boards. It has different things on the background that they can use. And this is on the EDU. If you want to try just telegami without EDU, go ahead and do that because it's free. It just doesn't have all of these different options on it. And after they're done, I am having some difficulty with my website. My Wi-Fi at this time. So what they do is, after they're doing that, that's whenever they record their voice reading the story. And once they do that, they save it to their my camera roll. And then you can also use this for, if you want to app smash with, after they save this, they can actually put it on their Seesaw account, which I'm going to show you next because I absolutely love that. I know it's so funny with the they absolutely, of course, they love the ceiling where it sticks out his tongue. Is that right? It just kind of has a little lag. I'm sorry. So they like to use that one. And then this is what they do this is when they message. So I have with the EDU 90 seconds. So once I press record, I'm going to go ahead and it's going to record my voice. It's going to give me 90 seconds. There we go. And after I'm done, I'm going to press stop. And then it kind of like analyzes my voice. Sorry about the Wi-Fi. I don't know if it's a lag or not. And then the guy's voice actually, his mouth moves to what I just said. I don't know if you can see that. His little mouth moves and his hands move to kind of based on what I said. So that's pretty cool. So it's just a fun way to help the kids to write. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm trying to look over there and answer some questions. Okay, I want to, my most two important things or Seesaw and Epic. I want to show you real quick. Okay, this is Seesaw. If you've never heard of it, this is the one that each student has a feed view, and they can add a picture from the camera already. They can add a picture of their morning work that they did. Okay, so what happens is each student, I don't know if you can see right here on the side, they have on the very right hand side of his class feed, and they have 278 items. So each student, I just put their initials, has a feed view of what they've added to their account. And what's cool is, I don't know if you've noticed on these pictures, all the parents can actually like it, and like people can comment. One of the parents commented, "So cute." So you can actually it goes directly to them. So if we took a picture, or if a student did some work that they want to share, they can send it right to their parents. And this is just like we had, sometimes I'll just take a picture for their parents to see. And this was like 100th day. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Ashley, this is Seesaw. This is an interactive library that the parents actually have. Yeah, you could do that as well. You can use Remind, but what I really like about this one is you can actually, and I'm going to show you right here. If you want the student, it gives you a little more options on there. You can actually take a photo of something. You could go to the camera roll, and you can actually record over the picture. If a student did some type of work, let me see. My students probably use this many times. Okay, so you can use this picture. Then you can actually record your voice, or you can have the student write over it and record their voice, or they can actually text over it, okay, of what they're doing that day. And then all I have to do is press on the green check on the corner. And then this is where you're going. The student links it to their own name. So once it's linked to their name, their parent, if they're signed up, immediately gets it. And I know Paula was talking about app smashing earlier, and that just means you're using two different apps together. So if I created a telegami recording, I can add, if it's on my camera roll, all the student would have to do would be to go to this camera roll, pull it up, and then they would be able to and sorry, we were doing these little creepy pictures are from iTech. We were trying to take some creepy pictures. So anyway, and then you can also do notes. Seesaw really, really has tried their very best to try to add whatever the teachers need. They're changing it every single week. I know we just did another webinar where they added some new features. You could do video, and this is the one that they used. One of my students always videos herself reading a book. So it really helps promote that as well. And Paula has in the comments of one of her links. Is that the one that, okay, she has one of reading the sentences. Seesaw, I'm telling my parents, there's no question at all about communication. They cannot say that they don't know what their students doing, because if they are logged into Seesaw, they can see what their kids do daily. Oh, good, Ashley. And if you have any questions, Ashley, I'll show you my email later. You can definitely email me. They have a new skills view where you can link them to videos, to standards. It's so easy to add. And then this is right here. This is I can actually approve a video, or if a parent sends us a voice, I can actually approve it or deny it. Of course, they're all appropriate, but this just shows me what parents liked the videos, all the pictures. See, one parent just put, "How adorable. Thank you for the picture." The parents absolutely love this. And like I said, you can get a lot of different parents. Let me see. Yes, please, because I have iPads in my room and I'm working. Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, you let me know. If you want, I'll give you, if my email is misty.savario@cpsb.org, and I'll share it in a little while. please let me know. I actually have a sheet that I did when I did the presentation at LACUE and also at our local one that has all of these listed. So if you would email me, I'll be more than happy to give you everything. If you want the parent permission, you can let me know and I can email that to you as well. So let me go ahead real quick. I'm going to type in my email real quick before I forget. It's misty.savario@cpsb.org, or you could do misty.savario@gmail.com. And any of those emails, I get those daily, and I can email you anything that you need. If you want my list of everything that I talked about today, or my Seesaw permission slip, I will be glad to give that to y'all. Okay, my favorite one. Some of these, or if you wanted to see some of the other ones, just let me know. But I have to show you Epic before I answer any other questions. Okay, thank you, Desiree. Awesome. Thank you, Ashley, for your question. Okay, this is Epic. If you're just joining us, Epic is free for educators. Okay. It is not free for parents, but my use for it is in my classroom because I want them to read AR. This is their accounts, of course, because of privacy. I only put their usernames. And this little child absolutely loves it. So what she did, she created her own password. I mean, her own little design, not like the others. And then based on what she has read, that's kind of what they give her some examples, okay? So she can favorite what books that she likes. And as you can see right here, you see where it says vote for me, it has a green read to me. If a student has trouble reading, if they get read to me, it's going to read it to them. It's like a video pretty much of them reading the book. Some of them will have quizzes, some of them will not. I know that I have a little lag going on right here, so I'm not sure if you're able to see it. But if you could kind of see on the read to me, y'all let me know if y'all can see this. It actually read to you. You can actually browse. Looks like it's not showing up, is it? I see it looks like it's frozen. I really wanted to show y'all. Let me see if it'll show. It's not coming up. Okay. If you would look on Epic, if you have any questions, just let me know. You know, with technology, it's not always a guarantee. So, it's definitely lagging. And you can choose activities. They can put badges and themes. They can also, it tells you how many books that the student finished, how many hours that they read, how many pages they flipped, because this student had 1,000 pages. And also, it has like a little thumb up if they critiqued a book or someone critiqued them. Yeah, it's just a little bit. Just a little lag. I'm so sorry. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Please play around with it. It is free. Go online. Immediately when you set it up, it's going to ask you how old your students are. And that's what it's going to be based on, what type of books. It's not going to give you chapter books if you're teaching first grade, if you're teaching 6-year-olds. And then these are just like little videos where it says activity. It actually has planet songs. And it just shows you what she's read. And it has like a lot of different science activities on here as well. So it's also videos that they've added since I've had the Epic account. So they're adding things every day to the videos as well. And then, Chatterpix. Let me show you Chatterpix real quick because I absolutely love it. Hopefully it's coming up. This is the one I was telling you about that's similar to Telegami, where you kind of create a profile or a type of picture, and then they read their book. So just trying to get them to motivate the student to read. Okay, so they can pull up. This is Chatterpix, and I'm just going to kind of, you can choose one from the camera roll, or you can also take a picture. So here's my little buddy, and then what I do is press, so I actually draw my line. Whoop. Is it showing up? Okay. You can take a picture of a cover of a book. And then after you pick your picture, then you press next. And this is where you're going to draw the line of where you want the mouth to open up to. So as you see, I'm drawing this little line across this little guy's mouth. Then you're going to record the voice of what you want it to say. Hello, I am Test Hound Dog. So you press it. It's going to record your voice. And then the next step is going to actually, you can choose the backgrounds of what you want. You can choose text on top of it. And they also have little pictures or icons that you can put on top of it as well. So this is where they give you, you can do your backgrounds of what color you want it to be. If you want it to be like a sepia, all different colors. Here's your text on the very bottom. I know it's lagging, but on the very, very bottom, you'll see the options that you can choose. When you press next, after you chose it, you're going to press the record and see the mouth. I know, isn't it cute? I don't know if y'all went to look, if anyone wants to cue, this guy he was giving away these little test hound dogs. So did you notice? Look at the dog's mouth. Yay! Thank you, Paula. Okay. Before I forget, I wanted to share these with you as well. I know it's not iPads, but it's stuff that I use in my classroom every day, and I know we talked about that already. If you needed some websites, because mostly everyone has a few laptops in classroom, extramath.org, if you need them to remember their, like a flashcard type website, extramath is for you. If you need more information, please ask. Also, abca.com has each grade level. It also has standards, all math, reading, skills. ABC is one of the best websites, and it's all free. They also have a lot of different apps for free as well. They have a lot of bingo. If you go to iTunes on ABC, they make a lot of fun apps. Orcademics is also another website that is a game is based on the Common Core standard, and that standard is actually listed on that game. So if a teacher comes in or a principal, they're like, are you playing a game? Yes, we are, but it's linked to this standard. So all of that is listed on there, so there's no question that they're just playing a game. They're actually learning something but having fun. Okay, this is my, excuse me, teacher blog. It's crazyaboutteaching.blogspot.com. If you go, the very first post, the current post I have on there is the link to the Rafflecopter, or you can go to the bit.ly link that's listed below. The http bit.ly/LACUE webinar. Register for the Write About This and the Tell About This giveaway. There will be more than one winner. So if you do happen to win, thank you, Desiree. If you do happen to win both of them, you can share them. I have 5 Write About This, 5 Tell About This, and I have some, if you have Android, I have 5 to give away as well. So they were gracious enough to give it to me. If you have any questions about anything, thank you so much. Desiree, again, please let me know. I know I talked fast. I gave you a lot of information. Please email me at misty.savario@cpsb. If you look at the top of the comments, if I can give you any resources you need, anything that I talked about, I can give that to you as well. I have a paper for that. So, okay, thank you. Desiree will take care of that as well. If anybody has any questions, y'all can ask below. Because I did a lot of talking and y'all did a lot of listening. So thank y'all so much for coming on a Saturday. I know it's hard. I know we have schedules. Oh, thank you, Susan. I hope that you learned something.
So this is the flyer for our next one, which is in March. On March 18th, it's all about getting lucky with Google. So it's some lucky charms about Google, some tips and tricks. So if you're like, well, I already know Google, you probably don't know about all these apps and extensions. You probably don't know about these tricks and tips. So it is on Saturday, March 18th, 2017. And that is our next webinar. Thank you so much to Misty. You were amazing. It's so much information.
Oh, thank you.
So much information.
Thank you.
Okay, well, you guys have a great day. Thank you for joining us. And we hope to see you next month.
Yes, thank you.